gentlemen, to a quick broadcast of Jerusalem's gates. The last video I had before this video was a screenshot, a screen capture video, and this is the first live video, not live on the internet or anything, but from a camera, a video camera. And it's about what you heard me talk about so many times, ladies and gentlemen. It's the thorn in the side of Israel and pretty much the whole world, if it's not stopped. Israel is extremely concerned, rightfully so, about Iran and any kind of agreement that Iran will say they won't develop nuclear weapons. They won't believe them. And they have every right in the world not to believe Iran, because Israel knew they were still working on the bomb with the last nuclear deal. So what changed since then? You can give Iran all the sanctions lifted, and you can give them cargo planes of cash again, and they will still get and work on the nuclear bomb. Reason being, they know once they become a nuclear powered country that the way people treat them totally changes. The whole game board changes on how countries, including Iran's enemies, treat Iran. Now, something in my heart, and this is my own opinion, I've been very troubled about this lately, and something in my heart is telling me that they are in complete silence, where no audio or video technology can pick it up, and they have a very secret communication process where they talk to one another, and they're just a handful of people that are involved in the making of the bombs. They've already got the delivery systems. They've already got the missiles, long-range missiles. They already got that. They got that years ago. They wanted to make sure they got their delivery systems ready, because what's going to happen is, and this is my opinion, and this is through much prayer, is that they're going to stockpile some of them, and then they'll break the news after they have some, in case they get attacked. They can threaten a nuclear attack. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a video to show you from I-24 News. It talks about all the ill wills that's been going towards Iran in the year 21. God doesn't like ugly. In the Bible, God says, God talks about a covenant that He has with Israel. I will bless those that bless you and curse those that curse you. And that's talking about the nation Israel. So Iran has definitely been trying to curse Israel. In their parades, their government parades, they have down with Israel and U.S., but mainly down with Israel, attack Israel, destroy the Zionists, and it just goes on and on and on, these state-sponsored parades. And but I got a video that shows you just exactly what's going on in Iran. And what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying from my own opinion. And I think everybody has a right for an opinion. And in deep prayer, I'm getting strong feelings that they're doing something very secretive, because they know the technology that the U.S. and Israel has, and they're not communicating with one another. The handful that's involved, under strict policy, they communicate each other with, and I don't think it's verbally. They communicate when they have to speak about the inner workings of the bomb and such. And that's just in prayer and the Lord revealing it to me. Hey, I'm nobody. I'm absolutely nobody. I'm a poor man with a cheap camera. But the Lord does reveal secrets. And Iran is a danger to Israel. And in the Bible, and I'm not trying to be a warmonger, but in the Bible, there's a lot of wars that are ordained by God to fight. And I think this is one that is ordained, be it that the hatred the Iranians have for the Jewish people, and if they get the weapons, not only will it be they'll start bossing themselves around when they get a stockpile of nuclear weapons with delivery systems, They giving that technology later on down the road to somebody even more unstable. That's what you got to think about. With that being said, here comes a clip from I-24 News. Again, this is my own opinion. In much prayer and much distress over thinking about this. But they are meeting. I would not lift the sanctions. I would not do any of that. They're going to try to still build the bombs, my heart's telling me. And the Lord hasn't been wrong yet when he gives such a strong feeling like this. Anyway, here comes the video. We love you.
The year 2021 was a tumultuous one for the Islamic Republic of Iran. The local currency, the rial, crashed to historic lows amid stifling U.S. sanctions, leading to widespread unrest. A shadow war with Israel on land and at sea. Cyber attacks which crippled the country's train system and gas stations. Violent protests over water shortages. And a leadership pinning it all on foreign enemies.
The enemy will try and use any tool against the revolution, the nation, the people's interests. Therefore, we must be careful not to make the enemy believe that these can be used to their advantage.
And like many places across the globe, Iran recorded sky-high numbers of COVID deaths.
This is just one of the morgues in Mashhad Hospital. And as you can see, there's a tsunami of death.
But perhaps the main issue shaping Iran's relationship with the world this year was its newly accelerated nuclear program.
Concerns have been expressed in Europe and the United States that we in Iran are starting to enrich to 60%. For some people, that means we can enrich to 90% in one go. Let's assume that we do enrich to 90%. It's purely a mistake on your part to imagine that we're paving the way to a nuclear bomb.
That was the previous president. In August, he was replaced by a hardline cleric after Iran's election body barred many reformist candidates from running. In his inauguration speech, Ibrahim Raisi, who is seen as a potential successor to Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, vowed that Iran would never bow to Western pressure.
Sanctions against the nation of Iran must be lifted. We will support any diplomatic plans that will realize this goal. The policy of pressure and sanctions will not make the nation of Iran to back down from following up on its legal rights.
Later, amid plans to resume nuclear talks in Vienna, Raisi supposedly doubled down, saying Iran would return to the table only if the talks lead to the removal of, quote, all oppressive sanctions. That, of course, hasn't happened, at least not yet. And as nuclear talks appear to have stalled and talks of military action against Tehran resurfacing, the year 2022 could hold in store new challenges to Iran's leadership as its internal support appears to be waning.